I'm Joseph Emeribe. I'll be here till some minutes before noon. We will be discussing issues again. And we will be focusing more this time around on the issue with the elections. We'll start our talk, our conversation from Edo State. We'll then move to local government polls, not just in Kwara. Okay? Kwara, Sokoto, Imo, and Enugu State. These shall be our focus on the program this great morning. And you listening can be a part of it. All right, by choosing to log on to our website, www.diamondfm.net, www.diamondfm.net. Then click on the play button. You will be able to listen to us irrespective of where you are. We are also live on Facebook and YouTube. On YouTube, you can join us via Diamond FM Ilorin, and on our Facebook, Diamond 88.7 FM. And in due course, we will be opening our studio lines for you listening to be a part of the conversation, for you to also make your positions known. Just as we used to preach, please go straight to the point. No room to name calling or inciting words on the platform. And the position, your position, and that of our guests are solely theirs, and not the perspective of Diamond 88.7 FM. But we'll keep giving that platform, that room, for conversations of this nature in charting a noble cause for country and humanity. Joining me to have this conversation, I have live in the building. I have my producer and general manager, Michael Abiodun Olarewaju. Good morning.
Good morning to our listeners all over the world.
It's a pleasure having you once again. I also have a brother and colleague, Mr. Abiodun Akinwumi. Good morning.
Good morning, Joseph, and good morning to wherever you are picking the signals of Diamond.
Okay, we also have live, yes, Alaji Akilolu Abayomi. Good morning.
Good morning, the anchorman and listeners at home. Good morning.
It's a pleasure having you once again. We are ready to talk, just as I introduced. Okay, it's a platform for journalists, by journalists, and for humanity, society, and country. A recent report with regards to just concluded the elections. Okay, this time around it's coming from the Nigerian Bar Association. They have revealed its finding and on the elections of the off-cycle governorship polls in Edo State. Recall that the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) on Sunday night declared Monday Okebolo over the All Progressives Congress (APC) winner over the poll. INEC announced that Mr. Okebolo polled 291,667 votes to defeat his closest challenger, the candidate over the People's Democratic Party, Asue Igodalu, who scored 247 votes, 247,274 votes. The candidate over the Labour Party, Olumide Apata, came third with 22,763 votes. Meanwhile, the PDP and its candidate, Mr. Igodalu, have rejected the election and its outcome, indicating interest to challenge the declaration in court. The NBA, a professional association of lawyers in Nigeria, announced the group's observations during Saturday's elections in a report, and this report jointly signed by Bolatumi Animashaun, the leader of the NBA's election monitoring team, and Mobolaji Ojibara, the General Secretary. Issues raised in this report are late arrival over officials, materials, vote buying, voter apathy, malfunctioning over the biometric voter accreditation system, BVAS, and its devices, heavy security deployment, and so more. We will be pausing here in a bit. We'll also be making reference to this very report and other reports that is still gaining grounds before national tabloids and more. But first thing first, let me ask and start with Alaji Abayomi. With this development, I don't know if you followed through with the elections. Some individuals are saying it's not strange, but how do you see the outcome of the polls in Edo State? How do you see it?
Well, thank you. Actually, before the election, people knew, the political pundits were quite aware that it was too close to call, and nobody could say this is the candidate with assertion. You can't be assertive that look, this is the candidate that will win. But one thing that we've learned, which could be a reason to actually thank God for, is the fact that it wasn't really something that featured, violence in the level that people had, anticipated or envisaged or feared. But one thing, the candidates that won apparently enjoyed a special privilege.
The man that won.
Because it was an off-cycle election, and we had the federal government, the ruling party, and everyone giving needed and necessary support. But I do tell people that you allow someone to get you when you open ways or allow means to get that done. You see, the the PDP candidate, Asue Igodalo, was the PDP candidate, but in actual sense, people had considered it as if it was Obaseki that was the candidate in the real sense, because he was the one that was trying to install a successor, and he was fighting battles on so many fronts. He had personal, he had issues with the Oba of
We'll get back to that. I don't want us to delve deeper. We'll get back to that. I'm glad you're already touching on it already. Maybe let me go to Mao. First thing first, of a truth, we have so much to say about the role government and the center played in the outcome of the elections. We also have so much to say with regards, well, I use the word, the aftermath of the decisions of Obaseki, because people are already saying Obaseki lost because of the decisions he made in the past, and that is what played out in the elections. He is already mentioning it, he's already touching on it in a bit, but looking at it first of all from the face value, if you're to assess the outcome of the elections in Edo State, what will your judgment be?
Anyway, and looking at the elections in Edo, is a lesson to the political class that you can't eat your cake and have it at the same time. And it's another lesson for all politicians in Nigeria that they should see politics as a game of conspiracy. And no, I haven't mentioned it, that politics is a game of conspiracy. The fact that
game of conspiracy,
yes,
maybe make us understand.
Yes, the fact that Obaseki was in power, he was too much embroiled in that power game that he felt he could fight at all fronts and at the same time have his way. When you fight on too many fronts at a time, your flanks will be open.
Yes.
And moreover, he miscalculated fighting his deputy. Even if he wanted to fight the deputy, the timing was wrong. Why close to election? You get the point there.
Yes, sir.
Then apart from that, it shows that there is always a value in every human being. You can't undervalue anybody. Actions, they say, generates reactions. Obaseki are taking the fight into too many prongs. From his deputy, even right from the monarch of Benin, over artifacts, then down to the removal of his deputy. Even when the deputy won in court, he refused to actually recognize the victory. And along the line, there's no way how the deputy have his own supporters too. And moreover, politics is a game of compromise. Each one of them come from different senatorial districts. You find out that those from Edo North, where the deputy who won in court, Philip Swaibu, comes from, it's easier for them to have bulk foes from Edo North because it's that same senatorial district that the likes of Osiomale comes from. And even right there in Benin, his house is divided.
Mao, sincerely, since we are already delving deeper into this already, I wanted us to do this maybe after the break, but I'll get back to you, Mao. We have bills to pay. After we pay these bills, we'll be back to continue with the conversation. It's still the editor's hangout, reaching you live and direct from Diamond 88.7 FM.
I get better move this September. Oh, hey, not be to refit get for only 1,010,000 naira. Hey, this one a better. Yes, so sharply visit the dealer when near you pass to enjoy them. Offer they available. Why stock last?
Follow us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Diamond 87 FM. Diamond FM, shining supreme.
Yes, I'm glad to still have you there. It's exactly 16 minutes past 11, and you're still on to Diamond 88.7 FM, broadcasting live from the International Media Center of the Bright Broadcasting Limited here in Ilorin, Kwara State, Nigeria. Yes, you can be a part of this conversation. 09136556952, or send your reactions via WhatsApp. 09136556864. I'm Joseph Emeribe. I still have life in the building. I have Mr. Michael Abiodun Olariwaju and also Mr. Abiodun Kinwumi and Mr. Kinlulu Alaji Akinlu Abayomi. Mao was about telling us more about what led to the loss of the PDP in the just concluded polls in Edo State. Yes, so much to say. From the internal fightings, that is when I mean internal, prior to Shuaibu leaving, his support for the Governor Baseke fighting. We got fightings with the royalty with regards to the artifact. We also got fighting with Wiki. We also have this other man. So much to say. And now we can see the outcome.
Yes, you find out that even when Philip Shuaibu, when he wanted to actually, when he teamed up with Obaseki to display Osiomale.
Yes.
Philip Shuaibu was useful then. But at a point when he shows his aspiration to become governor, now he becomes a worthless human being. And he was dealt with decisively, and the apparatus of the state was even used against him. So definitely Philip Shuaibu too, as the deputy governor, who has had his own political build-up for long, even as a students' union leader, actually withdrew, then realigned with Osiomale in order to thwart the efforts of Asue Gadalo as well as Obaseki in Edo North.
Yes.
And definitely, since there is division from Edo South and Central, Edo South, where Olumide Apata even comes from, they have technically divided Edo South. So even Edo Central, the quarrel with the monarch, as also where the monarch is highly respected and referred as an institution, it has been able to actually withdraw and reduce drastically the support Obaseki ought to have had. And even, mind you, historically, Obaseki's parents or grandparents had issues with the former monarch of Benin. And it's a matter of history repeating itself now. If Obaseki now decides to fight the Oba of Benin,
if he decides, but his body language is speaking almost,
at least over the issue of artifacts, is just a repetition of a family rivalry between the Obaseki's family and the monarch's family.
The monarch.
You get the point there. So definitely he has been fighting too much fronts so that his flanks were open and it was easy for him to be defeated.
All right. Omawa, I'll get back to you. I want Mr. Kinwumi to quickly react to all of these, okay? The back and forth. And also not going far away from the fact that the opposition, especially the People's Democratic Party, the PDP in Edo, are saying they will challenge the decision or the outcome of the polls in court. Your reaction, first of all, not going far away from the stance, and do you see prospect with the PDP should they choose to challenge the decision, the outcome of this election in
Well, I
in
think
court?
the PDP is between their rights to challenge the victory of the APC. But the angle I want to look at is people should understand that politics is dynamic.
Okay.
The same Obaseki that was supported by Oshiomhole in 2016 that won the election in Edo State. Now under the ruling APC then.
Okay.
So that same Obaseki defeated the ruling APC and Oshiomhole in 2020. Became the governor of Edo State for the second time.
For the second time,
Now,
yes.
that same Obaseki now was now defeated, has been defeated now, either technically or not technically, by the same APC. Though people see the PDP losing as a lose for Obaseki. And what the angle I want to look at it is the same Obaseki that was complaining of godfatherism. That I don't know be Lagos. Now trying to be a godfather. Because if the PDP has won, automatically Obaseki will also become a godfather.
You will, yes.
And that is the angle I want to look at. That the same thing that you complained about 4 years ago, that I don't know be Lagos, that you don't want to be sovereign to a godfather. That same godfather you want to become now. And I just want to advise people, the Democratic Party, and the members that listen to me, to just try and mend their fences.
They should mend their fences.
Because as it is now, the crisis in that party is one of the reasons for the loss of the party in Edo.
State.
And as the APC chairman said now, Ganduje, he said they will use the same tactics in Edo in the forthcoming Ondo election. And whether they like it or not now, the divided division in PDP will still affect the chances of PDP in Ondo State. Whether we like it or not, some of the leaders of the PDP in Ondo will be in Wike faction.
They will.
Some part will be in the other faction. And whether we like it or not, those that belong to the Wike faction will do anti-party and support the APC. So it's just like a sword, be the one that is just like a tree. Well, if a cutlass now is the handle of the cutlass is made of wood.
Made of wood. Yeah.
So it's all them wood that they use to cut down the tree. So whether I like it or not, is the APC that is PDP that is digging their grave. So I just advise them to make sure that they made their fence ahead of the Ondo election. So because I go to court now, it's 50-50. They can win, they may not. But the Ondo is still coming now.
All right.
Whether they like it or not, this crisis will still come to play in Ondo, whether they like it or not. So I'll just advise them as a way of they just make their fence so that it will not affect them in Ondo, because the crisis in APC, in PDP is one of the things that made them to lose that election.
Right.
Because I remember the chairman of PDP in the South is a wicked person.
Yes.
And it's likely that he will have worked for the AP. So this is an angle I want PDP to win that fence so that at least we have a strong opposition. And the way PDP is going, if care is not taken.
All right, 0913-655-6952 is the studio line to reach us this morning. You can as well send in your reactions. Go straight to the point, be as brief as possible via 0913-655-6864. I'm moving the mics the way of Alhaji Abayomi. This time around, the question that comes to mind is the issues raised from this report, okay, from the NBA. Okay, they alleged that there were widespread late arrival of officials, materials, vote buying, voter apathy, malfunctioning of the beavers, heavy security deployment, and the rest of it. All of these issues raised in this report. How do you see it? And looking most especially into the issue with late arrival, I don't know, we'll still touch on this because we are still discussing the local government polls in Kwara and other states over the weekend. But looking at these issues raised in the NBA report, how do you see it? Do you see INEC growing? Do you see INEC learning? Do you see the electorate really doing what they need to do as electorate?
Well, we've said it so many occasions that.
Please, let's marry this call. We'll be back, please. Hello, your life. Remember where you're calling from.
Hello, Ibrahim from Gakombi.
Mr. Ibrahim from Gakombi, right?
I commend your analysis in the studio.
All right.
Firstly, I would like to contribute on the issue of Edo State gubernatorial election. Hello.
With you, sir. We are with you. Yes, sir.
Yes. So my contribution is that you see many factors work against Obaseki. One of it is the risk, the power to sue between him and his deputy, Philip Suhaidi.
Okay.
One of it also is the power to sue between him and the monarch. I'm talking about the Oba of Benin. And one of it is a weak factor because as it is, the leadership of PDP are decided. If we look at it. So, secondly, for the local government election in Kwara State.
We are about getting there, please. I don't want us to let the bag out of the cart yet. We'll touch on that in due course. Thank you so much. All right. Alaji, yes, we were about discussing these issues, the issues raised by MBA. And I want us to tie it with the role INEC played and even the electorate in all of this.
INEC is an institution, and being the electoral umpire, it is expected that status of impartiality will be well respected. But in most instances, most of the faults that will lay at the doorsteps of INEC are actually ones that people are responsible for.
All right.
Yes, the lawyers will always have their line of arguments that okay, you can do this, we have this fact, and we have this so and so. But the point is, it is the judge that will look at the merit or demerit of the case and take a decision. But definitely you always have a point and you always have a reason, and when you institute a legal action, you always have your own grounds, to say these are the areas I want the judge to look into, these are my points, these are my lines of arguments. And if the judge sees that this is quite meritorious, then
all right,
the decision will be taken.
Thank you so much. Okay, I'll get back to you. I'll get back to Alaji. I want Mao to react to this.
Yes.
Alaji. Mao, yes. These issues are still germane issues. These issues has been, will I use the word, the cancer eating up the health of our electoral system. I don't want to use the word democracy because you can't talk of it. You can't mention democracy without mentioning elections and the electoral process. This issue of voter apathy, issue with late arrival of election materials, issue with we're in the 21st century and we are still using a cake method for elections. So many back and forth. And we have to deploy security men in their numbers to monitor these elections. How do you see the result? No, it's affected to a great extent the Edo polls. And how do you see all of this?
I remember yesterday, former President Jonathan, Goodluck Embele Jonathan, spoke at the Institute of Peace
and Strategic Studies.
Yes, yesterday in Abuja. He said that there is need for an attitudinal change of Nigerians in order to make democracy work. This is because we found out that the technology that would have worked and helped us in actually establishing the democratic institutions are being thwarted by people that are supposed to actually work on these items. He cited that, okay, why is it that the lost beavers were now recovered by the police after the election?
After the elections.
Who are those who carried the beavers away? How do they get into the election venue to carry the beavers when we have adequate security around the election venue. You get the point. There are so many issues, and these are man-made issues, because even the level of violence that took place at the election, why will anybody take to violence as a means of either disenfranchising some people or actually imposing their candidates? You get the point. All this, there are a lot of allegations. If you go through Punch, Vanguard, almost every media that reported the election results, there were a lot of allegations especially made by the PDP. If the PDP had won, they wouldn't raise those allegations.
They wouldn't raise the allegations. All right. I'll get back to the studio. It's already getting to yes, we have 29 minutes before we call it a day on the program, and we have more bills to pay. Please, let's quickly go for this quick commercial break. When we return, we'll continue with the conversation. It's still the Editors Hangout, reaching live and direct from Diamond 88.7 FM, Elon.
Oh boy, Bajaj Boxer get better woo this September. Oh, hey, not be too. You fit get her for only 1,010,000 naira.
Hey, this one a better. Oh.
Yes, so sharply visit the dealer when near you pass to enjoy them. Offer they available. Why stock last?
Vote buying.
No vote buying.
I'm not ready to save it.
You are sure of that?
We are sure.
Everybody is sure of that.
Voting during elections affect your life and generations after you. Say no to vote buying, election violence, voter inducement, thuggery, do or die politics. You only have one vote. Use it well.
This message is reaching you from Diamond 88.7 FM, Ilorin.
Yes, so welcome back from that break. It's still the Editors Hangout, reaching live and direct from Diamond 88.7 FM. Our studio lines are open now for you listening to send in your reactions via calls and messages. Okay, you can reach us via 0913-6556-864 or 913-6556-952 080-00-887. 887. These are the numbers to reach us this great morning before we call it a day on the program. We are closing in on this issue with Edo State. And this time around, I want Mr. Kiwumi to quickly react to the fact that Ondo polls is in November. That is the truth. Thank God. I think you mentioned it in a way. Ondo polls is in November. And all that is happening, the back and forth, some people are saying, you said it too, that what happened in Edo will almost repeat itself in Ondo State. Inter and intra-party, will I use the word alliances, fracas or glitches, or people not uniting on several fronts. Do you see INEC, learning from what happened in Edo and doing even more in Ondo State?
Well, most of the challenges we have in Edo State, as far as I'm concerned, INEC have less than 30% of the issue. Most of the issue is with the other critical stakeholders. Now, NBA they talk about.
Can you make us know these stakeholders?
The NBA talk about the issue of vote buying.
Vote buying.
INEC is not responsible for vote buying. It's politicians that's responsible for vote buying. And this happened because of desperation of politicians to get corridors of power. And why? Because of the monetization of all these political office.
Yes.
Our political office is too monetized. And until we reduce this jumbo pay to politicians, still will still continue. The division will still continue. Now, it's like they are investing, they are looking for a way to get
and they know that
the highest bidder will likely get. They will start right from the party primaries. So, and that's why the desperate, if I spend so amount of money to get the party ticket. So that means I still have the only way for me to recruit that money back is for me to win at the polls. So, and that's why even what Jonathan said, no matter the technology we are with devices in Nigeria, once these politicians are still getting this huge amount of money, they still find a way around it. Technology is cooperated by humans.
Yes.
So it's because of this structure that's affecting us, and whether we like it or not. Now, and like the issue of vote apartheid too, whether we like it or not. Now, if you look at the Edo, the registered voter is more than 1.2 million, and if you look at the votes of both the winner, the runner up, and the second runner up. It's not up to 600,000, 700,000.
Yes.
That means less than 50% turnout. Now this issue of price of PMS is also responsible. That's someone that is living in Kwara, maybe Kwara or Lagos State, and is from Edo State. He's spending 50,000 naira to go and vote. He will not go. Even people within Edo State we don't want to go. So that INEC is not responsible for that too. So these are issues that critical stakeholders should also look at in ahead of Ondo election. Now are they going to mobilize people coming up for election? We used to have it in Osun before during the Salah that they will give people free train ride.
Free train ride, yes.
So if they can do that, if you are coming from Ondo State, from Lagos, from Abuja, give free train ride. So that will encourage people to come out to vote in Ondo. That can reduce the issue of gap between the registered voters and the people that vote. Then this, I don't know how we want to do it with this Ondo. This issue of politicians being desperate, they still be desperate. But how we going to do it is to reduce the money. We have minimum wage of 70,000 naira. Let the governor be collecting the salary of a permanent secretary. So that will reduce this issue of being desperate. Then political parties too. This ISB that be the one getting the party ticket will not solve the problem. So this I think whether we like it or not, this will still come in.
Will still continue.
So but I hope maybe subsequently we're able to change. Then this issue of obstacle election, I don't know how you're going to go about it. I would like us to have uniform general elections. Now look at what happened in those two. By Sunday morning, all the APC governors they are already in Edo State. For what? You see the party chairman there. And some days to the election, that's the issue of the IGP.
Yes.
They said the VIP will not have police escort.
Yes.
Do they follow it in Ondo, in Edo?
In Edo State.
Now, on the morning of Sunday, governor of Adamawa State, Fintiri, was declaring the results when you are not the election umpire. So these are issues desperate. Even the incumbent governor will have to really go to the INEC office. The same thing with the Gaduja and some other party APC stalwart. Why? So these are desperate from disaster from politicians, and if you continue like this, we may not get the best result from what you have in election. So most of these pleas not from INEC, but other critical stakeholders, and I will advise and I will hope that we get it better someday. But as it is now, I don't think there is anything hope any sign, any hope in sight. Because they will still be desperate because the money
nearest in terms of
the television of politicians,
of Ondo to the last election,
even security agents, because these people they are in control and they have the money, they have the way with that.
Okay, I'll have to single out this issue of vote buying. It was alleged that in Edo it was more of the highest bidder having the way. We got a report that as much as 10,000 naira, voters get as much as 10,000 naira to vote. Akpata Olumi of the Labour Party crying foul, saying he couldn't afford to pay people for the elections. How do you see this? Sincerely, and your message for INEC. I want us to keep. We are moving on to the next issue because of time. Alhaji Abayomi, because of time. But I needed to quickly react to this issue of vote buying and the message for INEC, even as we look forward to more better outing come 16th of November 2024.
Vote buying is not new to Nigerian political system. It has been there, but it actually got well promoted. I think about 7-8 years ago, and it started in Ekiti when former Governor Yefayoshe began to pontificate on this issue of stomach infrastructure. And before you know it, it got extended to every part of the country. But what we can do is this, and that is where the National Orientation Agency will have to play an important role. The people are hungry. The people are hungry. The people have been left despondent. And when you come to them and you offer them a cup of rice, 10,000 naira, a loaf of bread, they collect and they will vote for your candidate. So what we need to do is this. The National Orientation Agency, the religious leaders, the people who can influence others can start this, awareness campaign. Now look, and particularly the young people, the thinking people among the young people,
the thinking people
among the young people should take up this crusade.
All right.
And ensure that this awareness campaign is giving the needed energy, the needed promotion, so that people can have a change of attitude.
Let's have this call. Hello, your life. Your name and where you're calling from.
Hello.
Yes, you have the floor. Your name and where you're calling from.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir. Please, your name and where you're calling from.
Prince Adin and Adi on the line.
Sir?
Prince Adi is on the line.
All right, Prince Adi, you're calling from where, please? Prince Adi, no. All right. The message. Okay, you can keep your lines or keep trying the number again. 0913-6556-952. All right. 0913-6556-864. 080-887-887. 080-887. 887 is the number. I want us to move on to the next issue. Maybe with time might still be referencing this. I don't know, but what keeps coming to mind is the issue with this godfatherism or no godfatherism. I don't know, maybe Mao will quickly touch on it before we go for our next break. Sir, Wike, so far, so well. I don't see Wike losing any political battle of late. He's been winning. The reason why I'm saying this is this. We saw it spun out in 2023. Now it's happened again. It's been happening. It even happened in his state. His God's son took over before the man chose to turn the other way. Do you see this man in person of the governor of River State, Similala Ifubara, winning? Because these are signs that Wike is a stronger warrior in terms of anything he chooses to embark on politically. Yet the battle in.
Let me assure you, there's no titan in politics.
No titan
in politics. History has taught us that. If you read so much about the about the French Revolution, Napoleon Bonaparte was believed to have come to have seen and conquered, but at the end, what he ended up Bonaparte. So Wike too is enjoying his time. There's no permanency in usage of time in life.
No permanency.
His own time will soon go. It's just marking time. There's no godfather that has remained permanent as godfather there. History has taught us in all the states of the federation, even at the international level, a godfather will come at a time, but his own time will still soon expire.
Will soon elapse.
So Wike's time too will soon expire.
So you still see him you see him will that time expire prior to the ending of Fubara's tenure?
Let us wait and watch.
We should wait
and watch.
All right, we are watching, and there are still some food in Nigeria politics. All right, 0913-6556-952, 0913-6556-864. So much to say. We're about moving to the next issue, and the next issue before us is about the local government polls. Yes, taking the lessons, the message, and preferring, we like to use the word solutions the way possible as journalists, as election observers. Okay, we will be doing this after this quick commercial break. When we return, we'll come back to focus on this.
That box I get better wolf this September. Oh,
hey, not good to
fit get her for only 1,010,000 naira.
Hey, this one a better.
Yes, so sharply visit the dealer when near you pass to enjoy them. Offer they available while stock last.
All right, we're glad to still have you there. And this is the closing part of our conversation this great day. Just as I mentioned before, went on that quick commercial. We will be focusing the local government polls. This time around, just as we had elections in Edo, okay, there was also local government elections in Imo, Kwara, Sokoto, and Enugu State, with the ruling party having their way. Let me use the word. APC won all contested seats in Imo, Kwara, and Sokoto states. PDP won in Enugu State. I want to start with Mr. Akinwumi. How do you see this development?
Well, it is not new. Like Kwara, like Enugu, like Imo, and like Sokoto, the ruling party having their way. So the other party will only have their say. The ruling party will have their way. And it's always a winner takes all.
Winners take all.
That is what they do. In the Kwara State, all the 198 councillorship seats,
193
was won by APC, and all the 16 local government chairmanship was won by APC. So, but the only thing is, I was on the field on that day.
Okay.
I see the awareness of people improving from what we used to see in the past. Because this is not the first time we have local election in Kwara. In 2017, they have another one. It was PDP too. Having all the seats. So even those the APC then who was on the opposition was also condemning the election the way they are doing now. But what I saw on that day is that people are already aware, based on the awareness of INEC, that if on day of election as a voter, you have some particular rights which nobody can take away from you. One, whenever a presiding officer enter your polling unit, you have to check all the materials, including the ballot paper, the ballot boxes,
the result
and everything. So what I discovered that day is that the voters, they did that in most of the places that we visited, and they made sure that they check. So in most of the places when they check, they discovered that most of the ballot paper was not enough. In a place where it's 800, they have 200. So, and they refuse that they are not going to vote that. So even the one I voted is not sure, even as far as 2007, it has always been like this. Winners takes all, the ruling party. So how are we going to continue like this? So if INEC is conducting it, at least it will make it more credible and it will even be uniform. It should not be we have election in your last year, you have in Australia this year. The way you have it in the other governors is uniform, state assembly is uniform. Why is the government that is not uniform?
All right.
So that's just my recommendation.
All right. Mr. Akinwumi, sincerely so much to say. Miss Alhaji Abayomi, we now take all mentality. Almost being our third name in Nigeria political space. How do you see the development of the local government polls in Imo, Kwara, Sokoto, and Enugu? Maybe you emphasize more on what happened in Kwara State.
It is a sad commentary on Nigerian political system, and that is the truth. And that is why it has been very, very practically impossible to have a state police.
All right.
Because there is always, if these people have this power, they will overuse it or misuse it. And there's this fear and this reality that we have seen that the governors have had an outside say, quite outsized, when it comes to who wins or who becomes the chairman of a local government and who becomes a councillor. But the point is this. Yes, you see that people always say, look, somebody has done it, somebody did it so years, trying to use something that is wrong to justify what is also wrong. I'm not talking about Kwara, I'm just saying generally, so that people will not say, because election disputes, what we should do when you are doing election post-mortem is to identify the areas where you need to improve on, and allegations. When people make allegations, allegations are meant to be made, and the person who is alleging is the
must
one
come
to
with proof.
So, but what we are saying is this: who do we blame? Is it someone who
please? Is
it someone who says somebody has done it before? You now say you shouldn't do it.
All right.
At what point should we stop it?
Our callers choose to call anytime you choose to talk. I don't know, but let's have this call. Hello, you're live.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Please, your name and where you're calling from.
Please, I'm calling from
Abdul.
Kudus.
Okay, Abdul Kudus from Ilorin. Please proceed. Make it brief.
About the issue of Kwara State election, the local government election. People are saying the past government are doing wrong, and this current government has to do it. People are saying, the philosophers, they will say the two wrong cannot form right.
Cannot make it right.
That's my own opinion.
All right, your position is clear. Thank you for making it brief. Alaji, you can proceed.
Like I was saying, if we have to all agree that we want to stop this, not that you say, oh, because this person is there now, no, we mustn't do it.
All right.
At what point should we stop it?
All right.
We must all agree that we're stopping it.
We don't have,
because if you don't, if care is not taken,
okay,
you will be doing something
all
at
right,
the detriment of another person.
Hello, you're live. You know where you're calling from. Hey, I don't know. It's like our callers, our listeners prefer reacting anytime Alhaji chooses to talk. Hello, you're live. You know where you're calling from.
Ibrahim is calling back again.
All right, Mr. Ibrahim, you have the floor. Please make it brief. Thank you so much.
So my contribution is that, you see, local government election in Kwara State,
okay,
it has become the tradition all over the 36 states of federation that the ruling party is the one that we take off. For example, if you look at Enugu State, on the same day we conducted local government elections.
Yes.
PDP won all the local government council seats in Enugu State. So, but what I would like to say is that we cannot progress with this. And I want to use this medium of time to hello.
We are with you. We are with you. Please proceed, please.
I want to use this medium of time to commend one of the senators of Federal Republic of Nigeria, which is Senator Fatai Buhari.
Thank you so much. Your position is clear. We are done with campaigns and the rest of it. Mao. Okay, your position is clear notwithstanding. Thank you so much. Yes.
It's reggae star. Bob Nesta Marley once said, for how long shall they kill our prophets while we are standing and looking on? Let us effect a change. Let our local government is the closest to the grassroots.
It is. Yeah.
Let them evolve pure local government administration, and to do this, we must do the right thing.
And what is the right thing?
And the right thing is conduct fair, credible election into the councils. Because you find out that even there are so many loopholes, even if you say they want to challenge even the elections in the court, how many of us have seen even the results of the election in any of the states? They just say so person has won.
But that it's happening now, it happened in the past. Should we keep allowing these continue for a democracy?
That is why I say there is need for a change, and that is why, just as the INEC chairman, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu once said that local government election in states has become coronation of party members. So there must be a change, and the only way to bring out that change is for a constitutional amendment whereby the Independent National Electoral Commission will organize elections into the local government.
All right. Thank you so much, Mao. We are calling it a day gradually already for sake of time. I want Mr. Kenwumi to quickly add his voice to this issue. And the issue is still the cry for the INEC, though some persons are even still saying how independent is INEC, to take charge over elections at the grassroots. I don't know. Is it? No, they say it's better late than never. Some people say it's late, but can we have INEC conduct these elections?
We can have it
to change the whole narrative.
We can have it, and thank God we have another electoral act in 2026. That is 2 years' time. So I think it's resolved on the National Assembly to include it that from 2026 onward, local government elections should be conducted by INEC and it should be uniform. All 36 states should be done at the same time. So I need that 3 years, 4 years it will be uniform, so that we have a credible local government. And without it, there cannot be local government autonomy. What we have now is election and not election.
The local government or council heads have been sworn in already. All right. Okay, let's Alhaji Abayomi, in your closing, thank God Amo, I hope I called her name. Yes. She credited your stance on this issue. But the opposition are still crying foul. They are saying what happened is a travesty of travesty of justice. Do you see them choosing to challenge this in court, having evidence to prove in court and to win at the long run?
in Kwara State, the PDP is actually saying that the constituted tribunal is not that it wasn't properly constituted and they are calling for another one. Then I want us to also tread cautiously when it comes to the idea of proposing that INEC should take over because we are talking about devolution of power. We don't also give too much power to the federal. And you now find the federal government imposing chairmen of local government to deal with a governor or to clip the wings.
But we're also talking local government autonomy.
What we should be talking about is the people who will head the commissions, the electoral commissions. How do we choose them? The process of choosing who heads an electoral commission is what we should look into.
All right, our time is fast spent. Your parting shot, summarily.
My parting shot is that Nigeria should think about strengthening our institutions to take care of the challenges that comes with each issue.
Should do okay. Mr. Akinwumi.
Well, I've asked one of us, politicians, journalists, to make sure that we do things in the right way, and we should make sure that the interest of Nigeria, we take it above our personal interests.
We should take it above our personal interests. So that is the size of our program this great morning. Yes, it's almost noon. We sincerely appreciate as many that called in on the program this great day. Special thanks to Ibrahim, Abdul Kuduz, Amo, and the rest that listened from Ilorin to outside the shores of Ilorin. You that stayed patiently, following through the program, we sincerely appreciate. And to you that reacted, for sake of time, we couldn't take your reactions virtually. We sincerely appreciate as well. My studio hands has been, we call him First Samuel for short. I say thank you to my general manager, Michael Abiodun Olarewaju. We say thank you for always being that pillar of support. God willing, we will be back again, same time, same station, next week to talk from politics to governance, security, society, name it. It's our own corporate social responsibility to say that society gets better. I'm Joseph Emeribe. Good morning.
One man wait it, my drummer, them go show him face for grand fighter. Rich man wait it, money, we now they see their face it for grand fighter. Tell me something I don't know why. Rich man go they all like we are. One man go they sound.
The time is 12 o'clock.
Aago méjìlá ti lù.
Oh boy, Bajaj Box